And so, Brian Claypool, defense attorney, that's very different from people who just do horrible things, who know right from wrong, who are working, who are part of the community, who have... When Andrea Yates was hearing voices in her head that were God and the devil telling her, you have to kill your kids because you're going to save them and they will go to a better place, that's very different from people who are having relationship problems and then go home and kill their kids.
Right. Jane, you're absolutely right. These are people that are average citizens. And I think the common thread in all of these horrible, tragic killings are people have a sense of hopelessness. They're completely overwhelmed by life. They're losing something that they value so much, and they can't handle that. And they have to resort to eliminating everything then. And I would really hope that maybe in our society, these folks will look to maybe their faith a little bit more, maybe have a purpose over and above themselves in life, and then that might be able to help them be more equipped to deal with this disappointment in life.
And what's really horrifying is all the people we're looking at on these photos, they're all dead. And it's a foul play. How can they be so sure, Brian Claypool?
Yeah. Hey, Jane, that's ridiculous. How can you come out and say there's no evidence of foul play when you don't even have an autopsy report yet? You don't even know whether there was any physical manifestation of injury. Ashley's right. Maybe she was in a scuffle. Maybe there was a dispute with a boyfriend. Maybe the person she's staying with she had a dispute with. But to come out and say that when you don't have a toxicology report, and last time I saw somebody that drowned in a tub, I remember the Dr. McNeil trial. That turned out to be a murder as well. So I think it's premature. They're going to have to investigate this as possible foul play.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to that in a second. You're looking at...
On multiple occasions.
Of course, Andrea isn't the first grown woman to engage in sexual activity with a younger woman. Deborah LaFave, you remember her. She famously had an affair with a 14-year-old student while she was a middle school teacher. She pled guilty to 2 counts of lewd and lascivious behavior and got 3 years house arrest and 7 years probation. Defense attorney Brian Claypool, looking at this case involving Andrea Clevenger, it seems that the cell phones are really the best evidence that cops have, and they've got to realize in today's world, you put something on your phone, that's evidence against you.
Absolutely, Jane. And by the way, her defense that he knew what he was doing is pathetic, and I'm outraged by that. I currently represent 2 young boys who were sexually assaulted by a female teacher, and I will tell you that boys are affected even more sometimes because the foundation of their trust for entering into a future relationship is completely decimated. And one more thing, if this woman did commit this act on this 13-year-old boy, it's likely that this may have happened before with somebody else, so they should also ask for any potential other victims to come forward.
We're going to stay on top of the story and find out what happens